You're more than what you think. You're a whole lot more than what you think. There's been so many different times in my life where I've forgotten who I am. You might go to the gym quite often, you might look after yourself, you might eat healthily, you might be on that journey where you're trying to improve yourself, where you're trying to do the things that make you that better person. And all the while, you've got people such as your family members, your ex, or your relationship, people who just don't respect you for who you should be or for who you want them to see you as. And the first thing I want to say to you about that is, my bro, nobody is going to be able to see you the way you want them to see you. You can only do things to get them to see that. And even then, once you do those things, bro, they're not going to fully see it or understand it. But what you should never let happen, bro, is that you let people dictate how you see yourself. You are a king and you should see yourself as such. And look, so what I'm trying to get across to you here isn't some sort of cliche, I would say, buzzword or term to get you all happy and excited about your life. I think what I'm trying to help you do and help you realize what I realize with myself is that I am a king and that I deserve everything that I want in my life. I then ask myself, what benefit does it give me as a person to say to myself that I am not as such, that I'm not a king, that I not deserve all the things that I want? We have like this kind of negative notion, and I was thinking about this today when I was going to work. So I was just walking, and I didn't have like the best day, and I was thinking to myself, oh, life is crap. I'm so angry and I'm so upset, and I was like, but these thoughts don't serve me. None of these things that I'm thinking about serve me. You have moments within your life where family will go against you. They think that you're lazy or that you're disrespectful, despite the fact you're minding your business and you're trying your best to grow. You have people at work that are going against you, making you feel like that you're worthless or that you're useless. And all the while, when that happens, it breaks down your self-esteem. It creates this, version of yourself in your mind where you begin to forget who you are, bro. Have you ever forgotten who you truly are? Have you ever looked in the mirror and you've had to remind yourself of who you are and what you're capable of? If you tell yourself that you're that type of person that can go out and conquer the world and do the things that you want to do without any sort of restraint, how dare you let other people try and perceive this new notion of you? And what begins to happen is that I say people, this could be your relationship in the past, a woman, a teacher, a friend, or a mentor. Sometimes as humans, and we all make this mistake, so it's important that you don't become endowed in regret and anger to the people that have done you wrong, because it's never something that's necessarily wrong with you or them. It's just, things get messed up in communication and, you know, the difficulties in life. And then as a result, we treat people in ways in which isn't necessarily ideal. You've probably treated somebody very bad at some point within your life as well. But what begins to happen is you begin to take those notions and those ideals on, and then you begin to forget who you are. I think it's important that, as a young man or as any age of man, that you continuously tell yourself that you are a king, bro, that you deserve nothing less. And the reason why I think that that's so important is because it begins to make you shift your mind. So when I did this, I believe I did it today at some point. What was I thinking of? I was thinking about how I don't deserve certain things in my life, or I don't deserve to have a fantastic relationship. And I stopped and I had to ask myself, why am I telling myself that stuff? And I think you should tell yourself that stuff as well. Ask yourself that question, in fact. Why am I telling myself I'm not allowed to have something? Why am I rejecting myself from what I want in my life? You know, this even goes down to businesses, not just relationships and dating. What do you wish to achieve in your life, and what are you telling yourself you're not allowed to have? And sometimes it's not this subconscious belief. It's more of a faculty that's ingrained within your identity. What are you telling yourself you're not allowed to have, and why are you telling yourself it? You should be continuously adjourning the fact that you're a king and you can have anything that you want, bro. It starts with a single sentence: I am a king. I can do whatever I want. And it might sound a bit cringy at the start of it, but you know, think about all the kings that have existed in societies and whatnot. And yes, they were kings, but you know, the peasants speaking to them in a type of way and giving them that sort of respect, it builds a certain identity within your subconscious. It's much more. than what you think it is. What you tell yourself is so much more than you think. Tell yourself that you're a king, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. You know, we are often scared of our potential and what we can achieve. And I've come to realize that so much more as I've gone through life a little bit more. So I'm only 23 now, and I'm obviously understanding that there's so much more I need to take away from life myself. But I've come to realize that, yes, I can achieve anything I want to achieve in my life. That's completely up to me. Whatever you want to get in your life is completely up to you. But if you're the only one that can dictate your future, you must be careful that you're not the one to hold yourself back. Nobody else is holding you back, bro, but yourself. You've got to tell yourself that you're a king. You've got to actually start treating yourself as such. And I understand the circumstance of your situation right now might not allow that. Maybe you don't have the funds or the money or, I guess, the friends, but have faith that it will all come. Have faith that as long as you put in the work and you look after yourself and you go in that direction, that it will all come to fruition. What does your conscience tell you? If you're doing something and your conscience is rejecting the fact that you're doing it, you're doing the wrong thing. Follow your conscience. And if your conscience has been degraded and I'd say abandoned for such a long period of time, you might not have a strong conscience anymore. Seek God. Renew and restore your conscience. Because once you do that, you'll start to align with what it is that you seek to have in this world. What does your conscience tell you? Are you doing things such as you're watching indecent material or you're, I don't know, like, even little things. So let me give you an example. Like, I don't know, you drop some trash on the floor, drop some rubbish on the floor, and then like intrinsically, that's wrong. Start living correctly to your conscience. Start living properly. Start acting properly. I think that's the first major step with a lot of men, is that we gotta live with that intention, with that deep rooted intention. And once you begin to do that, coupled with the fact that you believe in yourself as being a king, that you propel yourself to where you need to get to. It's difficult at the start, like anything is, but you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Everything to gain. And remember, your success doesn't have to look similar to somebody else's. You don't need, I guess, an extravagant life. You just need a decent life. That's all I want for the majority. Sorry, not for the majority, but for all us men out there. A decent life. I look at all the things that men face and the challenges that they face. And you know what? I've seen it firsthand because I'm a man myself. And sometimes I wonder, it's not the extravagant life that we need. It's just a decent life. And for a lot of men, a decent life is, I don't know, a log cabin beside a lake where you're not stressed out, you don't pay taxes. But we make it a whole lot more harder for ourselves by the things that we tell ourselves. Start telling yourself that you deserve a lot more so you can begin to at least enjoy your life a little bit more. It's the little things in life that allow us as men to thrive. And you know that. It's not the extravagant stuff, but it's simply living a life of a decent amount of abundance, a decent amount of friends, a decent amount of happiness, a decent wife. That will all come, but you need to start acting. Sorry, you need to start acting like somebody that deserves that. All it takes is a day at a time, bro. You can do this.